In this video, I'm gonna assemble a massive alien fleet, followed by a small neighborhood to simulate a LEGO alien invasion. And by the end, we'll find out what happens to the abducted humans. Let's get started. So right here is a small population of aliens from another planet. They come in all different shapes and sizes, but in charge of all of them is the alien leader, and he's assembled them together to invade our planet Earth and abduct the humans. But first, they need to build some ships to fly in, and since their brains are pretty small, I guess I'll have to do it for them. I want these alien ships to resemble those classic saucer-shaped UFOs while spicing them up with some unique features. And I feel like these quarter dish pieces were made for building UFOs, because when you connect 4 of them together, it already makes that nice saucer shape. I'm gonna fill in this empty space so we can have a place to seat the pilot in the middle, and I'll surround them with curved parts to protect them. And then we can just top it off with this small dome windshield piece. This is looking pretty good so far, and it's just about done. But I also added this socket connector on the bottom to attach this large robotic arm with a grabber claw. This way the UFO can carry stuff. And because this UFO is part of a whole alien fleet, I built not 1, not 2, but 3 of them. And if you're wondering why I use so many of these neon green parts, it's because they look like this when you shine a fluorescent light on them. Now you know the stereotype where UFOs hover over their target and send down a beam of light to suck them up into the UFO? Yeah, well for this one I want to incorporate a jail cell to trap anything it sucks up. So I'll need to use the largest version of these dish quarter pieces so I can attach the jail cell between them using a sideways building technique. This way the minifigs will get sucked right into the cell and we still have room to build on top. Also, I think it'd be kind of funny to use this large grate piece so you can see the captured minifigs through the floor of the ship. And after building up the cockpit with features like dynamic steering and a large windshield, our second UFO is complete. And so is the second UFO. But for the third and final UFO, I'm only going to build one of them because it's going to be the command ship. My plan for this one is to basically make a double layer UFO. We'll start with the bottom layer where I'll use more of these large dish corners, but I'm going to add this slope piece in between each segment to make it slightly larger than the previous UFO. And after filling up the inside, I went ahead and added some detail and texture on the top, like these dark gray tiles and a bunch of these neon green lightsaber bars around the circumference. But I made sure to leave some studs in the middle so I can still attach the second layer, which we can get to work on right now. I'm gonna go back to using the smaller dish pieces combined with more of those slopes to build up the base. But since it's gonna be the command ship, I wanted to fit more than just a single alien. So I added a whole control center and enough seats for up to 4 aliens to fit inside. And to finish it off, I should add this long antenna to communicate with the other ships. And instead of a regular clear windshield, I'm actually gonna use this transparent green one I found. But before I attach these layers, I should probably mention that I also built a third layer off camera that holds 4 of these massive energy blades. It's like a giant ninja star. So I guess this will be more like a triple layer UFO, and we can use this long axle to skewer all the layers together. So now that the alien fleet is complete, they're finally ready to fly down to Earth and invade a neighborhood. Okay, well, building all these ships will be a waste of time without anything to invade. So let's just take a second to turn this plot of land into a small neighborhood. I'm gonna start by building up a few houses, primarily out of bricks, window frames, and plates for the roofs. Okay, I made 4 in total, 1 tan, 1 white, 1 gray, and 1 dark tan which has a hot tub. Unsurprisingly, all the neighbors and peaceful residents look like they get along very well. And to give them something to do, I'm gonna turn this front area into a park. This half will be for a small playground with things like a slide, a merry-go-round, and a swing. And for the other half, I'll place down some picnic tables and grills for the people who want to kick back and just enjoy some food. And if you are enjoying this video so far and want to see more like it, then don't forget to click subscribe. So now that all the main areas of the neighborhood are complete, I'm gonna lay down a road to help connect everything together, as well as adding a few more subtle details to give this place a bit more character and make it feel more lived in. Oh, and we should add a few vehicles on the road too. And it looks like this neighborhood is complete. All the citizens are just chilling, enjoying a sunny Saturday afternoon. What could possibly go wrong? So after being kidnapped and brought to the alien planet, the humans were pretty furious and wanted to go home immediately. That is, until they heard what the aliens had to say. Turns out the aliens liked the neighborhoods on Earth so much they captured the humans with the hope they would help them build their own neighborhood for them to raise their alien families in. After all, their brains are pretty small. So for the final build, let's turn this plot of planet into a thriving alien neighborhood. Now, I don't want this to be a direct copy of the neighborhood we just built, so when it came to building the alien houses, I wanted them to blend in with the surface as if they're actually part of the planet. So I added details like round corners, craters on the roof, and some thin plates on the bottom edge to help them blend into the ground. And it turns out LEGO makes these windows in that transparent green color, so we definitely need to use those. Dang it. Now that we've established what an alien house should look like, I went ahead and built a few variations of them. Like this one that's really tall and has 2 stories with a sunroof on top, and this really wide one that has a garage. Actually, I'm having second thoughts about this purple color, so let me go ahead and change that. And to spruce these houses up, I added some alien plants and flowers near the front. But keep in mind, these houses are just for the average alien NPCs. Because for the alien leader, I want to make him a massive mansion that's 2 stories tall, with a sliding glass door that leads to a large balcony on the 2nd floor. And this might be a stretch, but these green energy pieces kind of look like those tall pine trees. Alright, nice, and it looks like the alien leader approves. Okay, so we've got housing covered, but won't these aliens need some form of transportation? Well, to answer that, I went ahead and built a few alien cars inspired by the shape of UFOs. This is like an average everyday car for running errands or going shopping. This one's themed after a hot rod muscle car with a large engine and flames coming out the exhausts. And this is what I imagine an alien police car would look like. Of course, they'll still need a road to drive on, so I went ahead and took care of that real quick. Now, even though the road takes up a lot of space, there are still 2 more empty spots I want to fill in. So for this side, I think the aliens would appreciate it if we build a community pool for them. This right here is the outline for the pool itself, but before we fill it with water, let's add a few other necessities like a tall watch chair for a lifeguard, a long diving board, some comfy lounge chairs, a couple lockers to hold belongings, and a cooler for refreshments. Okay, and now that everything's in place, all that's left to do is fill the pool. Nice, now the aliens have a good spot to relax, whether they're just going for a swim, catching some rays, or enjoying some refreshments. Okay, which one of you peed in the pool? And for the final area, I want to make an alien park similar to the one we built for the neighborhood on Earth, but with a few twists. I'll start off by building a playground structure just like the one from before, with a ladder and this rock wall to climb to the top. But when it came time to add the slide, okay, wow, I did not think this through. Yeah, it kind of slipped my mind that the slide only goes in one direction, and since this playground is facing the opposite way, if I attach the slide, it'll lead right into the road. So I decided to ditch the slide altogether, and instead, I'm gonna attach this Lego string to the roof and connect the other end to a second platform I built to create a zip line. And we still have room to add a few more things like a swing, a merry-go-round, and I still want to try and squeeze in a cookout area with at least 1 picnic table and a grill. Okay, really? And now that we've filled up this whole area of the planet, I'm just gonna go ahead and garnish this neighborhood with a few tiny details, like some craters and lampposts to make everything feel more natural and bring it all together. And with this alien neighborhood now complete, all that's left to do is send the humans back to Earth and let the aliens enjoy their new home.